There we go. So welcome to the July meeting. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of presenting for the board because everyone except me and Eileen are on vacation, and Joni doesn't have uh, electricity right now. So that could explain maybe our low numbers. People are either vacationing, which would be best, or without power, which would be sad. So I'm going to start with the president's business, my mom's business. So um, you may have seen in the newsletter or on social media, but we are planning on meeting in person in August, September, and November at the Brentwood Community Center. So some people have asked about the dates. It's still going to be the second Saturday of the month. So I don't have those dates off the top of my head, but just check your calendar, second Saturday, we will be there. And then of course, we are planning on doing Founders Day still in October. So we will be doing our in-person meetings August, September, November at Brentwood, and in October at Andres West. And Eileen will talk more about that during her turn. So we will send out more information about that, as it comes. We would encourage people to wear masks if they feel comfortable, just that kind of thing. Be smart about it. And that's what I have for President's News. Now my report as communications. So Gracia is going to be stepping down as the newspaper editor, and she has done the job for 4 years. She's done an excellent job. So I just want to give kudos in this recorded meeting to Gracia for, round of applause, silent applause for going above and beyond and doing an excellent job. So if anyone is interested in serving as the newspaper editor, please contact me. You can reach me by phone, email, Ravelry, however. I'm hoping, I emailed Gracia about this today, but I'm hoping that she would, be interested in kind of training or onboarding the new person. And so if that's something you're interested in, please let me know, because we're going to have to fill those shoes. Social media still is going really well. Our Facebook page is, we have almost 500 members on our Facebook page, which is just wild. It's just wild to think about. It's been exponential growth. Instagram, we have almost 150 followers. And so, keep checking out our social media, keep posting on Ravelry, Facebook. And if you have pictures of finished items, as always, send those to me so we can get them posted. I think it's just been a good way to keep in touch, especially since we've been remote now for so long. It's been really cool to see what everyone's been doing and what they've been up to with their knitting. Okay, now community service. So you may have also seen this in the newsletter, but we've switched our quarter-mile scarf challenge to a half-mile scarf challenge because everyone's been so excellent at knitting scarves. I see Lee with the thumbs down. But yeah, so way to go, everybody. You've knit a lot of scarves. And so we're calling on you to knit a lot more. You may have seen that we donated about 200 scarves to Back At You at the end of June. That's a program that helps homeless men who, it gives them supplies and things while they're living, while they're experiencing homelessness. So I think those scarves are going to be very well used and very loved. So thank you all for making those. Also, the new scarves for the back half of the year are going to be going to Covenant House and Epworth Children's Home. So a little bit different in terms of, what we're looking for, right? So with Back At You, we're thinking about adult men, we're thinking about plain colors, that kind of thing. Covenant House does have some young men, right? But we're also young women who might like a little more fun. Epworth Children's House or Children's Home, I think you can get creative with it. So if you're excited about, knitting some children's scarves, I would say it's the time to knock it out because we need another quarter mile. So thank you all for all, of course, the charitable knitting that you do already. I think it's been truly amazing what we've accomplished during COVID. I mean, it really boggles the mind. So I'm just really proud of us. You may have noticed there's no donation pickup this month because Joan is on vacation, of course, but she said that if you have items, you can either save to bring them in August when we meet in person, or if you're not able to make that meeting, you can certainly call Joan, message her, and organize, some kind of drop off. She's really amenable to that. And then finally, just the treasurer's report. If you check the newsletter, that's contained there. We're still doing really well financially, even on a non, dues paying year. So I think we've got to give credit to that as well.
Bottom of the deck.
Oh, so we're doing really well fiscally, which is great. And that is all I have for my reports. Eileen, if you want to do the admin VP report.
Put down my knitting. One thing we like to do is list names. We've had another 4 new members since the last time we met. Their names are Sheila Mapes, Nancy Gold, Bonnie Coppola, and Ann Heath. So we've gained quite a few new members, even with virtual meetings and social media over this past year. Hopefully we'll get a chance to meet some of these people beginning at our in-person meetings. And let's see, and I'm here this month, but I probably won't be there at our first in-person meeting in August. So Joni will be handling all of the administrative and sign-in things and those kinds of things. So if there's anybody who would like to help out at the meeting, we will probably have new members. It's at a new location. People will need help learning their way around, where to come in, where the restrooms are and things. And we're not sure whether Beth and Tony are going to be there either. So Joni may have her hands full. So if anybody wants to step up and give her a hand, I'm sure she'll accept it. And the other thing is, with starting our in-person meetings, we'd like to start attendance prizes again. So if you've got anything tucked away in your stash, any tools or knitting bags or yarn that's good for a small project and you'd like to donate for that purposes, I'm sure they'll be welcomed and they'll find a new home with somebody who will love them. The last thing on my list is the Founders Day luncheon. Joni and I have been working regularly on getting ready for that. We'll also need donations for that. So if you have, again, nice things to donate, think of things that you may not want now, but somebody else would really want. And we'll take those. You can bring them to the August or September meeting or get in touch with Joni and I, and we'll arrange some kind of a pickup. And then the other thing for Founders Day is we've decided for a charity project focus, we'd like to collect chemo hats. It's been a while since we've done any chemo hat drives. So I'm going to be writing up an article for the newsletter about what might be good for chemo hats, although from everything I've read, some people like some way, other people hate that and they want something different. So almost anything that you could contribute would be welcome. In general, chemo hats are better if they're soft and smooth. Yarns like cotton and bamboo. Wool is generally not real welcome. And because people have lost their hair, their heads are a little smaller, and so sometimes a hat that might be a little bit on the smaller side for an adult might be welcome. Any questions? That's all I have. Silence.
Well, that sounds good, Eileen. Thank you for the update. I'm
You're
very
welcome.
excited about Founders Day. Very, very, it's my favorite guild day of the year. So I'm excited to see what you guys do, and I think it'll be great. Okay,
We'll
so
have fun.
we'll definitely have fun. It will definitely be a party, and I think that that is something to look forward to for sure. So, okay,
Agree.
so I'm going to go ahead and queue up the education video, knitting on a circular knitting machine. So let me screen
Are you
share.
going to stop recording the meeting before you do that?
Yes, I'm just going to queue it up. Oh, nope. Let's, I'm going to, I say that with nothing to show. So I'm going to call on people. Let me know if you have anything. Hopefully people do. Eileen, do you have anything to show and share? Okay, Eileen doesn't. All right. Mary, Dale Bannister, you have anything to show and share?
I am working on a charity hat. As it turns out, several years ago when this eyelash yarn was really popular, I bought a whole lot of it. And so I'm trying to use it up for some hats and scarves for some of those youngsters that you talked about that might want something a little more jazzy than a plain old hat.
For sure. Exciting. Linda, anything to show and share? No. Julie, do you have anything?
Mute myself there. So this is the Saturate shawl that I've posted about a couple times in the Facebook group with the different skeins of yarn, because this is the Knit Picks Fade Kit. So it's really big.
Oh, that looks great.
But I am currently working on the border that is attached. So you knit it along there. So you have like the I cord border down here, and then you attach it with an I cord up here as well. And you follow the same pattern of kind of fading as you do with the original body of the shawl. And then there's eyelets along the border along here that you can also fade your fringe if you so desire. So it's a fun pattern, and she writes out every single row. So if you set it aside for a while, you can just tick a row off. And as long as you remember what order your colors are in, it's not one of those where you have to memorize a whole lot. It's kind of, pretty straightforward that way.
How many yards is it? Because it's pretty big. Okay.
So, and then the one at the very bottom, because the one here at the very top, you don't use a lot of. And then that pink or the red, because it kind of goes from orange to red, you don't use a ton of it at the end, which you could always add more to it because it's a half pie shawl. So it's very easy to kind of customize that way. And then the border's like 600 some odd rows, but they're only 30 some stitches. So you just kind of work your way all the way back up through there.
What was the name of the pattern?
It's called Saturate. Let me get I've got the picture here because this is also the Ravelry picture. And her name's Mara Catherine Briner. But this is the name of the shawl. And then this is the Ravelry picture of it. So in case you look for it and want to see the image. And then this is the designer.
Cute.
So that way I don't have to remember to email anybody anything about the pattern and stuff.
That's going to be nice for fall, but I just can't even imagine thinking about shawls right now. It's so hot.
Well, I started it back in February when we had that huge snow. And then our neighbor's son-in-law, they come in and out of state to visit, and they'll see me knitting out in the yard while the girls are playing. And he's like, "You're still knitting on the same colored stuff?" And I'm like, "It's a shawl." He's like, "Well, I guess it'll be ready for fall." I said, "That's the plan."
Well, you'll have to post it, even though you're in KC. Post the finished product on the Ravelry page.
I'm going to keep up my guild membership here, and they have a guild up there as well. So I'm going to stick with both. I'm hoping the live of the meetings when you guys meet in person, if that works out, that's great, but no pressure. I'll still get the newsletter, which is, the fun stuff, and Instagram.
Awesome. Thanks, Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, do you have anything to show and share? Thumbs down. Joanne, anything? Man, okay. Gail?
Yes, I do have a hat. It's a double layered hat, kind of like what we were just looking at on our instructional video, that folds out into a, let's see, let me adjust this, folds out into a little cowl type of thing. It's a pattern by Skeino, Skeino, which is a little online company, and that was their kit yarn, which was very nice. Their kit yarn was called, let's see, Shimmer. It was a DK weight, but it was a fun little project.
I love it. I love the multi-purpose use.
Yeah, the variegated yarn did work on this, I thought.
Yeah, it knit up really well. It's pretty. Thanks, Gail. Margie, do you have anything to show and share? Oh, you're muted, Margie. Margie, we got to unmute you. Hang on. Can you hear me? There we go. There we go.
This was about 4 inches up, but I picked it up and looked at it, and it's seat stitched after the ribbing. And I found out for at least 1.5 inches, I had 2 purl stitches together going up. So I had 1 rib. And so I just ripped it all. It seems like every time I knit when I'm on Zoom, I end up ripping out and starting over at some point.
It's hard to multitask. Sandra, do you have anything?
Yes, I'm working on a baby blanket. It's a big square, so I've got it on circular. But I think it's called Inside Out Blanket, and it's a free pattern on it was a pattern on Ravelry. I think it was free.
Are you making it for anybody in particular?
I have a new great grandson that's a month old. My first.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
thank you.
It's a very cute blanket. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's more modern. I'm making him a regular blue baby blanket, but I thought this for when he was a little bit older. I just wanted to start it, and I haven't been able to put it down. It's easy to sit and mindless knitting. So
The best kind.
yeah,
The best kind for Zoom, as I'm sure Margie would say.
right.
Lee, do you have anything to show and share?
This is the plaid. Wait, see if I can get it. Hang on. Stop. Regular done. Okay, so it's the plaid toque. That's the July hat. Oh, that's it.
Very nice.
It looks nice from the newsletter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks good. Tyann, do you have anything to show and share?
Diane or Diane?
Oh, Tyann.
Okay,
Sorry, Diane.
that's all right. Thought you said Diane, wasn't sure.
I'm still just working on basically the Hogsmeade hat pattern. We're just using up a lot of stash. I think that's maybe kind of changing the pattern a little bit.
I love
And
it.
this, I just kind of do my own thing. But I'm using 2 strands of worsted weight, 50, 54, 56 stitches. Goes a lot faster. And this is the same idea, but it's using, I think it's at the CMB beanie, copycat beanie. And I like the new pattern I just saw was Wildwood. I'm working on one of those, but I still like the marled look of the 2 strands,
Yeah.
solid and variegated.
I think all those have beautiful colors. I love them all.
And I run out of a variegated. It's all the same solid color, but I run out of a variegated. And then I add another variegated. Sometimes you can't tell. This has got 3 different, I've showed this. This is one color, this is a different variegated, and that's a third variegated. So it's a good way to use up my yarn.
Yeah, and it turns out beautifully.
So
Okay,
these warm
Nene.
heads.
Yeah, for sure. Nene, do you have anything?
I'm working on a pattern by Kate Davies. It's called the St. Catherine's cardigan. It's a lot of garter stitch. I'm doing it, you can do it in one color. I'm doing it in 2 so that you really see the stripes. They're supposed to be short row shaping. I just haven't gotten there yet.
I like the colors too for that.
Thank you.
Rad, do you have anything to show and share? Thumbs up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is a finished Musselburgh hat, which is like a 2-layer again, tucks in. And I'm working on a little shawl here.
Oh, cute.
So
I have never seen 2-layered hats before today, and today I've seen 5. So I feel like that's the universe telling me I got to get into 2-layered hats because I didn't know they existed. And
That's the universe telling you you need a circular knitting machine.
so right after this, I'm going to be like, Amazon. It's the trend. I'm behind the times. The guild is with the times. I'm behind. Mary, do you have anything to show and share?
I'm working on my Hitafude for me. Made my daughter one 5 years ago and finally got around to doing mine. But I had to rip back like a whole repeat because I made some major mistakes when I was knitting on Zoom and didn't realize it till I got too far past it. So, and then I'm also working on a second sock. I'm almost to where I can knit in the scrap yarn for the afterthought heel, but I'm excited. I love these colors, the turquoise and purples.
That's
So,
beautiful.
thank you.
I think your shawl looks great too. I would have never known that there were, yeah, I mean, that's beautiful.
It's a nettle grove. It's nettle fiber and cotton and linen in it, and it's super soft. It's really nice, but it holds its shape because
Yeah, I
it's,
was going to say the shape looks great.
yeah. So my daughter loves hers. She wears it a lot in Wisconsin for cool evenings. Yeah.
Okay, Diane, you're up for
All
real
right.
time.
The real time. Okay. I'm just finishing up a Close to You. This was yarn that I bought when Curious Crafter was closing just because it was pretty. And this pattern seems to show off the yarn beautifully. And
Can you hold it up a little bit higher, Diane?
a little bit higher,
Yeah.
sure. It's,
I love that color.
Oh yeah.
yeah, the color was, just sold me.
Yeah, that's okay. Yep, I can see it.
Oh
now.
yeah, very pretty.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm working on just is quick gift for somebody at some time. And I'm not sure what this pattern name is offhand, but it'll be on my project page. I'm making a shopping bag.
Oh,
That's
cute.
and it's got a square at the bottom. So I learned about like casting on using magic loop for knitting. I've used it for crochet, but never for knitting. So I learned a new skill on this, and it's mindless knitting at the same time. Best of both worlds.
Love it.
That's it.
Okay, Debbie, do you have anything to show and share? Let me.
I don't. I'm kind of going through a knitting ennui sort of thing. I pick up something, I put it down, I pick up something else. It's like, no, so then I watch TV.
We've all been there. I think that's okay.
Sometimes you need a break.
That's what's going on.
And sometimes you come to meetings and get inspiration, like these
Right.
double layered hats that.
Exactly.
Susan, do you have anything to show and share?
Yes, I'm just working on a charity scarf, and it's called the Sideline Scarf, and it is by 5410 Studio, who's one of my favorite designers for blankets and stuff. But this is a free pattern from them. It uses a super bulky weight yarn, so it goes really quick. And so that's it. It'll be donated when I get it finished.
It looks so plush.
Yeah, it's really cushy.
Yeah,
And it's only about 7 inches wide, but it'll be pretty long.
for sure.
So,
Okay, anyone else for show and share? Speak now or forever hold your peace, because I'm going to stop the recording for social knitting. Okay. Thanks for sharing, everybody.